There are plenty of beautiful products you can buy around you, and lots of opportunities to spend your money on enjoyable experiences, isn't there? However, in this consumption-oriented world, it's not difficult to fall into the traps of companies that use marketing tactics to encourage you to shop. Sometimes, you may not even realize that you've fallen into these traps. Then one day you wake up and ask yourself, why don't I have any money left? You no longer have extra money to save, you have no investments for your future. You're working full days, you have a comfortable income, but at the end of the day, you may feel like you're just filling the hours and paying the bills. I can imagine how tiresome it can feel to always be one step behind. I know there's a lot to worry about, but I want you to calm down and watch this entire video with all your attention. Now, my first request is for you to subscribe and turn on notifications before we start this enjoyable and beneficial journey. I spend hours on these videos, and it's a very labor-intensive job. By subscribing, you will see my videos on your page and we won't lose each other. Trust me, you will be amazed and learn a lot during this process. Follow me for 3 months, listen to and apply the suggestions in my videos. Thus, maybe that financial freedom you dream of will be easily possible for you. Next, I will show you 7 points. These points are crucial in keeping people poor forever and falling into a vicious cycle. Take notes while watching, and please try to eliminate these points from your life. This will be our first step in our journey to financial freedom. If you're ready, let's get started. At number 7, student loans. Going to college to improve yourself and advance your education, and taking out loans may be a path chosen by many. That diploma you get can help you earn much more money in the business world. The average student carries a student loan burden of over $37,000, my friend. This is a decision that you should take seriously, because it can heavily burden you as you step into working life. There's a confusing situation here. Many students are choosing the wrong path they want to advance in. In other words, they may not want to do the job they are actually trained for, either because they don't fully understand the inside of the job they read or because they change their career goals. Many students neglect to do detailed research to understand the true cost of obtaining a degree and the potential salary they will earn after graduation. A common mistake is to spend $37,000 on education to earn $40,000 a year in the business world. When going to a luxury and prestigious school that will strain your budget comes into play, the situation gets a little more complicated, my friend. But remember, there are many ways to make the right decisions and increase the likelihood of getting a high return on investment before taking out a loan. Please try to make decisions based on your own ideas, not according to the people around you. The common point of the next item, and this item is investment. Let's understand why this loan taken out as a student puts you into a vicious cycle by moving on to our next point. Our 6th issue is not investing. The earlier you start investing for your future, the quicker you'll reach financial freedom, and your investment starts to grow like a snowball. Although everyone knows this, it is more common to delay the habit of investing for various reasons. Some people delay investing because they want to enjoy their lives and live their youth, my friend. Others, even though they know the importance of investing, prefer to think about it later. However, prioritizing yourself and saving a portion of every paycheck could be the best way to make sure you're on the right track. Unfortunately, many people struggle to take this simple step. Once you adopt this behavior and turn it into a habit, you'll find yourself controlling the money coming into your account and realizing how much it has grown. However, delaying investing until your 50s or even 60s makes it even harder to reach a comfortable retirement goal starting in your 40s. The credit you have taken out pushes you away from investing and prompts you to pay off your debts. Every time you decide to invest, you start to incur more debt because your habits have changed. If you can invest instead of getting into debt at a young age, it's not hard to get rich, trust me. In my following videos, I will demonstrate this to you in a proven way. So, I asked you to follow me. Our fifth issue is high-interest debts. Debt is usually not a pleasant situation, but the real problem is debts subject to high interest rates. The most common situations we encounter are credit card debts, but remember, this can also apply to a car or student loan. We know that credit card companies resort to high interest rates that make it almost impossible to zero out the debt balance with minimum payments. According to the Federal Reserve data, the average credit card interest rate is about 16%. Think, my friend, instead of making a 16% return on your investments and making the interest work in your favor, you are causing it to work against you. Let's make a comparison. The average annual return of the S&P 500 is about 10%. This means that starting to invest without paying off these expensive loans is usually not very smart. Moreover, most of these debts have accumulated to buy items that usually add little or no value. These products are usually the kind of things you no longer use or, worse, can't even remember what you bought, but your debt bothers you for years. You must have heard some experts' theory of getting rich by getting into debt. Achieving this is entirely related to the interest rate of the debt you have taken. That's why you need to urgently close debts that exceed your investment return rate. These debts pull you into a system where you get poorer every day and make the banks richer. Let's move on to our next issue right away. Before moving on to this issue, would you like my video? In this way, we can reach many more people and grow our family. Number 4. Thinking you will get rich quickly. The last thing you want to hear as a young person is that it will take years to accumulate a large fortune. The thought of working 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year for a foreseeable future is not the most attractive concept, I admit. Although there are many options to speed up this process, it usually takes a long time to make a significant amount of money from your investments. If you talk to an average millionaire, they'll admit that the path to wealth was a long and boring process. Most new investors take some time to understand that there are shortcuts in investing. They think they can get rich by doing things like buying a popular stock or day trading, beyond traditional retirement planning. However, remember, such steps often go wrong and lead to a loss of money. This doesn't mean that you should never try more speculative investments from time to time. But the smartest strategy would be to first aim at an investment with a long history and only risk a portion of your funds for speculative options. I'm not one of those who think that getting rich quickly is impossible, but I want to point out this. I always tell my viewers that it's absurd to abandon this path while there is a guaranteed way to get rich. With incredible business ideas, you can shorten this path by working for yourself, but I urge you not to overlook the long path. Number 3. Working for less than you deserve. Unfortunately, it's quite common for employers to pay workers less than they deserve. After all, their aim is to get people to work for as little money as possible. It's said that employers pay their employees just enough to keep them from quitting. Think about an employer who hasn't given a raise for years, or if they have given a raise, it's usually been about 3% or some other insulting amount. That's even less than the rate of inflation. This means that despite having more experience, you're earning less than you did the previous year. This is completely illogical when you consider that employers are increasingly struggling to find new help, and the cost of replacing an employee who quits. If you're earning less than you're worth, finding a job elsewhere could mean a big pay increase for you. Even if you love your job, consider politely but firmly asking for a raise, and be prepared knowing the market rates for your position. If the employer refuses to pay you what you deserve, be ready to change jobs. Changing jobs may be uncomfortable and troublesome, but a 30% raise may be worth it. Number 2. Buying a house that's too big. It's very easy to fall in love with a sleek, new house. The kitchen of your dreams, seemingly unlimited space, stunning views, and a large backyard. It's all quite impressive. Buying a house is an emotional process, and it's not hard to find yourself on the verge of overspending and shouldering the cost of a relatively luxurious home compared to your salary. After all, you want to show your friends and family how rich and successful you are, right? Otherwise, how will they understand how much you earn? But the truth is, they probably don't even care. You are the one who pays every dollar you pay for the mortgage. It's true that home values tend to rise, but being houseboat isn't fun when you can't afford to repair your car or take a vacation once in a while. When you think about taxes, insurance, homeowners association fees, maintenance, utilities, and the help needed to clean this large space, these expenses could exceed half your income. Before we move on to the last point, if you've liked my video so far, please give it a like. We really need this support. If we can grow our channel, everyone can share their experiences with investing in the comments, and we can achieve financial success much faster, my friend. And now for our last point. Number 1. Taking out a car loan. When your peers start their first full-time jobs, they may think of rewarding themselves with a brand new car. The car may be shiny and latest model, but it usually comes with a large loan that has to be paid over many years. This is one of the biggest money traps because once you get into this car financing cycle, it can be quite hard to get out. Moreover, financing an asset that is as expensive and depreciates as quickly as a car is often the worst choice. Buying a car, especially buying a car that's more expensive than you can afford, doesn't just lead to higher taxes and insurance premiums. According to LendingTree, the average new car payment in America is a full $563, and the average loan term is 70 months. Later, when that car is finally completely paid off, it will be worth only a fraction of the price it was first purchased at. For those who need a car, there's no easy way to completely avoid this expense. However, we can minimize costs by buying a reliable used car instead of a vehicle that requires excessive maintenance and loses half its value in the first few years. Adopting this will be a much healthier habit. Until your budget allows for the car you really want to buy, there are many money traps that can jeopardize your financial situation. But the good news is that if you avoid these biggest and most common mistakes, your chances of success are much higher. Instead of spending all your money on eye-catching car payments or a house that's larger and more luxurious than your needs, invest these funds in assets to support your future lifestyle. That brand new car you bought 30 years ago won't mean much, but if you had poured that money into an investment and watched it grow, you'd be greatly satisfied. Think about it. As your investments multiply, your money can start buying a new car for you every month. This could be one of the happiest feelings in the world. So always try to act with this in mind. As I said, these points are very important. We only live once. People try to live by imitating those around them. This is actually the main cause of the poverty cycle. But now you're aware of these points. You've patiently watched this video up to this point. I ask you to join our family. The only way to break out of this cycle is to be able to change the people around us. Let's achieve this on this channel. Share every experience in the comments with others who are trying to think differently like you. Let's all achieve financial freedom together. Until we meet again in the next video. Goodbye, my friend.